Andy Robb, Ken Prell, the Philly Hockey Guy.
Short-handed breakaway! St. Allen! And then they score! Vanderbilt pushes it home! Brouwer, he is stripped by Gostisbehere. He finds Simmons moving up 2-on-1 with Voracek. Here's Voracek, back to Simmons, he scores! Now White in the slot, White holds, drops it back off, Medvedev shot, he scores! The Flyers come all the way back and beat St. Louis 4-3, and they head to the holiday break 3 games above 500 for the first time this season.
Wow, Santacote. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, Santacote's back this year.
I know, a brand new video on the Flyers website. It has been too long since Santacote's been around.
And it's only part 1. If you haven't checked it out yet, get to Flyers.com right now. It is hilarious with Raffle and Del Zotto. Just great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, happy holidays to all of you. It has been quite a while since we've put a show out. I don't even remember how long, but we're back. Here it is. Welcome to the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. Of course, I'm Andy Robb.
I'm Ken Prell, and what a time to come back after last night.
Wow.
Talk about comebacks.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the song says don't call it a comeback, but I can certainly call that a comeback. And what a strong effort was put out by that team last night to overcome St. Louis and get the season sweep, getting a 4-3 win. And didn't even take it to overtime.
Yeah, that was the thing right there in the third period. You thought, all right, they got the lead, but somehow, it's all going to fall apart.
Something's going to happen. Like in the last 60 seconds, they're going to let one in.
We've seen it several times already this year. So for them to actually hold on there late in the game, get the 4-3 win, beat a very good Blues team, what a way to head into the little Christmas break they have coming up.
Yeah, and then the Flyers' next game is going to be on December 27th against, I think, the Ducks, right? I think it's against Anaheim.
Yeah, for a West Coast trip, I think that's probably the team you want to start off against.
Absolutely, and then they work their way. Let's see, they also play, I believe, the Kings during that stretch as well?
Yeah, no, San Jose first and then the Kings.
Oh, okay, yeah, Anaheim, San Jose, and then Los Angeles. I could see them potentially getting 3 wins out of this road trip coming up.
I don't know if I'll go with 3 wins. I was saying a little bit earlier to another Flyers fan who works with us, I was saying if they can get 3 points out of this road trip, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've certainly improved on their record, going 8-2-2 in their last 12 games, which, hey, I'm not complaining.
You just look at the job that Hackstall has done with this team, juggling the lines, finally finding a place for Jake Voracek, who has looked unbelievable these last 3 games, finding a home with Wayne Simmons and Sean Couturier on that second line. This team has become really fun to watch.
Yeah, Voracek is making nothing but solid contributions to his respective line, like Ken said, alongside Simmons and Couturier. Speaking of which, we got to get off Voracek for a second. Simmons, 2 goals last night. He looked fantastic. I got to say, I think that fire's back in Wayne Simmons. It has been for a while, but now it seems even more prevalent.
Simmons now has 19 points on the year, 9 goals, 10 assists, and Voracek, for as bad as of a start as he got this year, is second on the team in scoring. He's got 23 points.
Yeah, 3 goals, 20 assists so far. Not bad numbers. Of course, a lot of people like to see more in the goals department, but if he's still getting points on, if he's still contributing, if he's still helping out his teammates, whatever line he may be on, with those 20 assists, hey, that's not too bad. Those goals will come, and we've said that early on in the show.
Yeah, the goals will come. Last night, he had 2 great opportunities again where just missed an open net. He's just a little bit off right now still. I don't know what it is. If the hockey gods are just steering those pucks a little too far left or off the crossbar, but it's going to happen because he's really involved in the play. And like I said, since he's been on that second line, this team is fun to watch.
Yeah, really. There's no other way to put it. Exactly. He has really been a contributing force to this team over the last few games. And not only that, man, can I talk about real quick how impressed I've been, obviously since he joined the team, getting used to North America. Medvedev, getting the game winner last night on a beautiful feed. Great play all around. I'm really impressed with this guy.
Yeah, Ryan White setting up
Beautiful
Medvedev.
setup.
Yeah, it was a great setup, beautiful goal, capped off the win last night. Yeah, Medvedev, it's hard to believe that he was a healthy scratch earlier on in the season. You can just see him starting to get more comfortable playing on the smaller ice rink, not playing on that Euro-size ice rink, and playing good in the defensive zone and contributing offensively. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like the defense is clicking all in all the right ways, and very excited to see what the future holds, and we've got some questions coming up for the future as well. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter anytime at Philly Hockey Guy, and subscribe to our little show today on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. We are all over the place, so check us out today if you haven't yet, and because it's the holiday season, share for share, gang. Let's get social. Tell somebody about the show if they're a Flyers fan, and they haven't checked us out yet.
And if you do like the show and you're on iTunes, listening to us on iTunes, always appreciate a review. That helps get some more buzz, and maybe we'll be able to do some very cool things in the future.
Yeah, it's Christmas. We're not asking for much. Just go ahead and review the show if you haven't yet, if you've been listening to us for a long time. Still hard to believe we've been doing this show since June, and it's hard to believe that this is already Christmas time. Wow, where does the time go? Where does it go?
I don't know.
Where does it go? The time.
You tell me. You're the one who asked the question. I thought you had the answer.
You're supposed to have the answer. You're the one that has the answer to everything.
That is true. I do.
So where does the time go?
It's getting ready to turn into 2016.
Wow, that's hard to believe. It really is. Man, yeah, absolutely. For an 8-2-2 over their last 12 games for the Flyers to go into this upcoming, well-deserved, I'll say, winter break, couldn't be happier with that.
No, and you look now, they're tied with the Devils in the Metro Division. They've jumped the Pittsburgh Penguins in points. How great is that?
Oh, it's like watching a dumpster fire. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever.
And, you know, if you go back and listen to our shows early on in the before the season even started.
Ooh, go back and listen to some of our older episodes.
Yep.
Yes, and I got to give you some credit for that one.
Well, I said early on, I said once they made the trade for Kessel, that I knew it wasn't going to work, and it certainly hasn't. I mean, the only one playing for them right now is Malkin. I mean, that team just falling apart now. Fire the coach. The GM has no idea what he's doing.
Crosby's a ridiculously overpaid third-line center. He's like Pittsburgh's LeCavalier almost at this point.
But it's just, this has really turned into a really fun season. And, you know, they're within striking distance of getting into that top three in the Metro Division, and certainly talking about a wild card position. And, you know, we're 34 games in right now, so it's not too early to start looking at that.
Certainly look much more impressive than some of those other teams from Philadelphia.
I don't even want to talk about any of those teams.
I'm telling you, people are still like, there's a chance the Eagles can make the playoffs. I'm like, yeah, and what's going to happen if they do? First round, they're going to be done. They're out. This season's already over for the Eagles.
Do you realize if the Eagles do get into the playoffs, they'll have to host Seattle? In the first round.
And that's it. And it's going to be over.
It's going to be a massacre. So
I've already written the whole thing off. I'm all in it for the Flyers, though, this year. I do agree with what you're saying. I think they are building on something. I think, you know, early on in the season, there were concerns about them not being able to hit the stride. But, you know, we said patience is patience, and it seems like it's paying off because things are really clicking. Now, that raises the big question. This is the $1 million question.
Oh, boy.
Mark Streit is due to return. What does that mean for Shane Gostisbehere? Because me, personally, I think that he shouldn't go anywhere else but with a spot with the Flyers because of how much he's done with the team. What are your thoughts?
No, you have to keep Gostisbehere on this team. I mean, look, last night posted his second multi-point game and his first multi-assist game last night.
And he looked great, too. I mean, God.
Not only in the offensive zone, but on the defense. I mean, he's looked fabulous. I mean, everybody was criticizing his defense early on. Last night, he made some great plays. He set up the second goal of the night, the Simmons goal of the night, making a nice defensive play, got it to Voracek to Simmons goal. There's no way you can send him down right now. He's played, 18 games. He's got 14 points. I think what you got to do is probably waive Manning, I guess, and expose him.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's a chance another team can take him, but if you I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, if there was a way you can get rid of Schultz right now, he had another rough game last night.
I'm telling you, man, that Schultz, you know, it's like last year that Schultz signing, Hextall made it look like he turned water into wine, but also a lot of Schultz's play was reflective because he was paired up with Coburn, and Coburn I still say, was one of our most competent defensemen of the last few years.
No, I'm not going to argue with that, but I would still do that trade if I was Hextall, because what they got in return was, that was a trade that ended up getting us some picks as well as Gudas. We got Gudas out of it.
Yeah, speaking of him, how about him last night just throwing the body around? He really commits to his hits.
That's all he's done all season, and not only that, he does that little hip check kind of lost art in the NHL.
Yeah.
But you can see the other Flyers defensemen now trying to master it.
They're all trying to step up too. I know it's cool to see. He's got. It's kind of like, I guess you can call it maybe the Gudas effect. So the holiday season is upon us. The new year coming up. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff coming up on the show for going into the year 2016, and we will have another prize announcement coming soon, another contest, and also the return of rage-inducing Facebook comments.
And just over the past couple of weeks, there's been plenty for us to pick from.
Oh, I know. And by the way, gang, if you see any kind of Facebook comments, Twitter comments that just, kind of make your blood boil and your eyes twitch, go ahead and screenshot it or just send it to us at Philly Hockey Guy. Also, check us out on Facebook, and I will read that and see if I can kill Ken. Make Ken angry. What did I say?
Well, at least you're letting me get through the holidays before you try to kill me.
Yeah, I figured, you deserve one more holiday at home. So enjoy that ham, fella. Can we also talk about, now we talked about defense, we talked about Gostisbehere, we've talked about how Voracek has really been clicking, Simmons has really been stepping up. How about that goaltending? That pair has still remained consistent. Mason, looking great, played out of his mind, did a 36-save game the other night, had a few that should have gone in, and somehow he was able to stop those. Absolutely incredible.
Well, against Vancouver last week when he had the shutout, that game could have easily been 4 or 5-0 after the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And he really helped stabilize the team. And that was coming off of after everybody was saying that, you know what, Neuwirth should be the starting goalie. Mason shouldn't be out there. Mason's lost it.
Mason, he sucks.
There was a lot of criticism towards Mason. And again, like I said, in that Vancouver game, he kept him in it early on. He ended up getting the shutout. He did it against Columbus. Some quality saves. They end up losing that one in a shootout, but that one went 7 deep. He made some great saves in the shootout.
Yeah, definitely.
And not to mention some breakaway saves, which he always gets criticized for in the 3-on-3 overtime against Columbus. And then last night, holds him in the game, has some big glove saves, and the Flyers are able to pretty much shut out the Blues from the pretty much the second half of that game on.
Got to agree. Everything seems like right now, because if you do it like on a check plus, check minus system, I could say forwards, check, defense, check, goaltending, check plus, easily. Goaltending is our brightest spot on the team right now, but that's not to take away from everything else that this team has accomplished over the last few weeks.
No, I just never thought I'd live to see a day when the Flyers had 2 great goaltenders.
I know, isn't it weird?
It is. It's very weird.
But it's a feeling. I like it.
Yeah,
I gotta say, it's weird, but I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a Flyers defense that's becoming more and more confident and competent.
Yeah, especially in all 3 zones. They're looking better and better, more cohesive, and, all in all, they're putting out a better product on the ice. And you know what? The fans, they're buying into it. And I got to say, I'm a big fan of Hextall Jim Duggan.
Last night was, Wells Fargo Center was rocking last night.
Yeah, it really was.
So it kind of reminded you of the old days of the Spectrum. You get a comeback like that, down 3-0 against a really good Blues team, and then you come back when they tied it up. The place was going crazy, and then Medvedev scores. It was just a fun atmosphere.
There seems to be a rejuvenation in terms of attitude on Broad Street. It seems like there's more positive atmosphere, and I really do. Like I said just a minute ago, I really think the fans are truly starting to buy into this.
Well, again, I think it also goes back to the other 3 teams in the city right now are just complete trash. So we're just looking for anything to cheer right now, and this is a Flyers team that you want to cheer. And you know what? We haven't talked about once the captain.
Yeah, can we? That kind of almost goes without mention, but yes, we need to focus on how much Giroux has stepped up in a leadership role for the team. Now he surpassed Mike Richards for total games played as Flyers captain, so another benchmark for him. And, the guy's really, really turning into the leader and the face of this organization.
I mean, yeah, 28 points on the season, 11 goals, 17 assists. It seems like every game you look at the score sheet, he's affected the game in some way. I mean, he's playing on another world right now.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to really be the fulcrum, I guess you could say, that really balances everything out. And he's also that kind of, he's that ginger fire that gets them all going. I mean, it's like we talked about in the last episode of the podcast. Check it out on iTunes today. That he was drawing up plays, and he's been doing that. I mean, that is stepping up in a leadership role, unlike what Crosby's doing.
Anytime we can take a shot at Pittsburgh, we'll do it.
Yeah, they got that interim coach now, and it's like, well, you can forget about Randy Carlisle being coach. There's no way he wants to coach Phil again.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good point.
They're probably writing apology cards to Dan Bilesma right now. Please come back. Maybe they'll make Rick Tocchet head coach. That's what I want to see.
Well, I mean, that was one of the major criticisms when they blew out everybody was that they kept Tocchet, and a lot of people were going after Mario for that.
Dude, I really want Tocchet to wander back to post-game live with his tail between his legs. Sorry, I was wrong. That would be awesome. That would be so great.
You just see Barkan and Clement sitting there, and then all of a sudden, another chair just slowly pulls in, and it's Tocchet.
Hey, guys. Did you miss me? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I want him to come back to post-game live just to and apologize. Because that would be fun. That'd be fun. And you know what? I'd accept his apology.
Unless
you got to go to where the job is.
Unless he's been a secret agent all along.
That's what I'm saying. I think we've said that before. Before we started the podcast, We said that Rick Tocchet might be a sleeper agent representing the Philadelphia Flyers, and he went. And look what's happened since he's joined.
If that's the case, he's done a hell of a job.
I said Shero was a sleeper agent too. He's honoring his father's memory. He's working for us. I'm telling you, man. He flushed that team down the pipes, and now he's actually doing some pretty decent things in New Jersey right now. So I got to give a little credit to Ray Shero for what he's doing with the Devils organization right now.
Yeah, well, they've kind of fallen off a little bit and have allowed the Flyers to catch them.
That's fine. Let them fall as far as they want.
Yep.
That is perfectly fine with me. I am more than okay with that. All right. Well, we do. I'm telling you, we do have another contest coming, and we'll be posting photos of some of the great prizes that you can win from the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. Maybe on Christmas, we'll start doing some envelope giveaways, too, because we've got some trading cards that we've got to blow through. We have a whole bunch of Flyers trading cards, all kinds of different players, as well as our Philly Hockey Guys stickers. We got to start getting rid of those. So we can get more. We need to order batch number 2 with our new design.
Well, maybe Santa will be on that for us.
Santa Coatsy?
Santa Coatsy.
He's going to bring Bobrovsky a skipping rope.
Bob.
Oh, man. That guy's such a national treasure. So we'll be back with a new show maybe before New Year's. What do you think?
Yeah, I think early next week we'll try to get one out and, recap some of what's going on the road trip by that point.
Sounds good to me. All right. Well, if you're done, I think we can wrap things up. Everybody out there, have a happy holiday. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. If you don't celebrate anything, hey, enjoy whatever you do. That's fine. Watch Star Wars.
There we go. Do we want to talk about Star Wars before we get out of here?
Yeah. Episode 7. Holy hell. That was great movie.
Great movie. Yeah. We won't spoil anything if you haven't seen it yet, but both of us give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I would probably say 2 thumbs up. I got to say it might actually be my second favorite in the whole series. I'm
right there with you.
Nothing's ever going to top The Empire Strikes Back. I mean,
no, Empire is the best.
Yeah, that's the best one out of all of them. But man, Force Awakens, woo! And there's been a Force Awakening in Philadelphia.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about the movie is now I got to wait till 2017 for the next one, Episode 8.
I'm just going to go see the other one again.
And again.
Yeah, probably.
And again.
I still have to go see it in IMAX, so.
Okay. All right. Well, we are the Philly Hockey Guys. For Andy Robb, I'm Ken Prell. Have a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Ooh, that was nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Now get out.
Well, I baked gingerbread cookies, and now you can't have any because you told me to leave, so I'm going to eat these myself.
They look a little burnt.
You know what? They're all quite burnt. I don't even think it's gingerbread.
Merry Christmas, Flyer fans. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like the Philly Hockey Guys podcast page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy. And subscribe on iTunes, TuneIn, and SoundCloud.